Hey everybody, I'm Katy.
I'm confused.
You're always confused. I'm Greg.
And I'm Katy. Welcome to the Meeple Society. Whew, that's how this one's going to go already, huh? All right, today we are continuing our countdown of our top 100. We are on 60 through 51. Yes, 60 through 51. But before we get started, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you like this type of content, and of course hit that bell icon if you want notification of future content.
And you can follow the link below to all of our social media.
Yeah. All right, shall we get started?
Yes. That's what we're here for. That's what they're waiting to hear.
Oh boy. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. I'm apologizing now. Okay. Number 60. All right, my number 60 is part of a series. It's actually the original of this series. I've already talked about one of them.
Batman. No?
Do we own any Batman games? Have we ever
Doesn't mean we
played
haven't
a
played
Batman
any.
game?
Maybe not.
Okay.
We should get Batman games. So what's your 60? That's part of a series.
Oh boy. I don't know if I can do this tonight. Okay. All right. My number 60 is Azul.
Ah, that series.
The original Azul. Now we own all four of them, and I do like all four of them. But this one is, as I said, the original. It is, the premise is you are tiling a wall or a bathroom. I don't remember.
I'm guessing it's a bathroom, maybe.
Okay. Okay. Well, anyway, the idea with this one is, like all of the Azuls, you have a series of tiles out in the middle of the table, and you are drafting specific colors off of one of the tile pieces or one of the center pieces. And then eventually you're going to have to take them out of the middle, and you suffer with broken tiles and get negative points. But meanwhile, you're trying to get tiles transferred onto your player board to score, and they score based on their locality to other tiles you've already placed. So I've always liked the puzzle of this one. You have to have very specific colors. There's two ways to play it. There is the original board that has very specific colors in the pattern it lays out in. And then there's the flip side of the board where you can place them anywhere. However, I think the rule still exists.
You still got to do the same rules.
It's still just one tile, one color per row and column. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like that whole Sudoku feel, but you got to figure it out on your own. We've never played that side. We've always ended up playing the side that lays out the colors for you. So, but yeah, that is my number 60, the original Azul.
So my number 60 is a game I just played on New Year's Eve with our son and his wife.
Okay.
This is Tokaido.
Oh, all right. I haven't played that one in a long time.
This is a move to a spot along the path because you're taking a little, I call it like taking a little summer walk through the town of Tokaido, I guess. But you are moving to different areas, to different locations, and you're going to do what's on the location. Yeah. So you're going to get money, you're going to get cards, you're going to go check out the scenery, which you're going to get another scenery card, you're going to be building out sceneries. Eventually you're going to get to the restaurant where you've got to pay for food. Unless you have the person that I had, then I get the top food card no matter what.
But I like that guy.
Yes, I do. And they allowed me to play it, and I won.
Oh, Lord.
Anyway.
I was there.
But, so yeah, so you're trying to be because if you're the first one to build one of the sceneries, you get special extra bonus points at the end of the game. There are items you can buy, and you're making sets out of those. There are different, like hot spring cards that's going to give you points.
What I like
it's
about
very calming.
This one has a unique movement to it, and that's what I think is key to this one. Is you can move as far as you want.
Yes, but you're not going to move till you're.
But it's the person who's furthest behind that goes next. So if you jump ahead 8 spaces to get that spot you really want, the other person can just meander along. going one space at a time and doing everything
I
they
did
wanted
that a lot
to.
in the
Yeah.
game. Yeah, I mean, Patchwork has the same type of thing.
Yeah, same mechanism.
There's a
Whoever's
few other.
last
There's a few
goes
games
first.
that kind of
Yeah.
use that
Or goes
mechanism, which
next.
I'm not sure if Tokaido is the first one who used it,
I'm not sure.
but it's the first one that we played that had that mechanism.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is number 60, Tokaido.
Okay. My number 59 is, it is the newest one in a line that we had. We told ourselves we absolutely did not need this game. We saw no point in buying this game, and then we bought it anyway. And I really enjoy it. This is Seven Wonders Architects.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm like going,
This is, yes, we have Seven Wonders, we have Seven Wonders Duels, and then we have Seven Wonders Architect. I'll be honest, I haven't looked to see where Seven Wonders fell on my list. I know I like this one better than I do Seven Wonders Duel. I don't know why, because Seven Wonders Duel is definitely a neat puzzle.
You don't like Seven Wonders Duel because...
I mean, it's okay. It's just not the first one I'm going to pull out.
Right.
Seven Wonders Architect, though, is just so quick and so easy.
It's very easy to explain.
Yes.
It's a quick teach.
It takes all the concepts of Seven Wonders and boils them down into a super easy teach and a super easy play, where instead of a round of cards going around the table where you're choosing, you literally have three choices: the deck to your left, the deck to your right, or the deck in the center, and that's it.
In the deck to your left and to your right, you actually see what cards there.
Yes.
The deck in the middle,
yeah,
you don't really
those
see.
are known information, so you
Drawn
can
blind
see
to the
them.
center.
But if you have 7 players, there's 5 other decks out there you don't have access to. Unless you have a specific wonder,
yeah.
in which case you will get access to it provided you build your wonders. And that's the difference here. The wonders are...
You're actually building...
You're building a 5-piece cardboard wonder.
Yeah, you actually see your wonder being built.
Yeah, so it's, I really like this one. We've played this one a lot. And everybody's enjoyed it. It's a super easy teach. But yeah, that is my number 59, Seven Wonders Architects.
59's after 60. Okay.
Actually, it's before 60, but whatever.
On this list, it's after 60.
Okay.
My number 59 is the first Lacerda in my list.
Oh, okay.
This is the most recent one we've played. Yes, the most recent one we've played.
Okay.
This is Lisboa.
Okay.
This is all about basically going back. It's during the time of when Lisboa or Lisbon had earthquakes and fires and flooding and everything.
Yeah, it was like 1909, something, early 1900s.
I thought it was the early 1800s, just by the look of the cards.
I don't know. I'll put the year right
anyway, if you are going back, you're going to the nobles to be able to do certain actions to help you get what you need. You're building the city of Lisbon in another area. I mean, it's just
there's
really
a lot
cool.
going on. Like
yes,
any
there's a whole lot.
game.
Yeah, you are getting cards. You're kind of collecting cards because you're going to draw a card at the end of your turn, and then you can play cards out to your player board like ships, and this helps you with your shipping action. And you're going to get different things for shipping. But yes, like you said, there is so much going on this board.
Yeah.
It can be a long one, but not. I don't think this is as difficult. This is probably in the complexity of most of the Lacerdas we've played, I think it's on the lower end of the complexity.
Once you wrap your head around everything that's happening,
right?
Yes.
Yes.
But yeah, the first time we played this, I did not enjoy it, and I don't know why. I just didn't. But this last time we played it, I actually very much enjoyed it.
Well, we played it at 3-player instead of a 2-player.
Well, that could be too. And the first time was one of our first Lisboas, or our first Lisboas. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was our first Lisboa. It was our first Lacerda we bought.
One of our first Lacerdas, and I don't think I was prepared for the complexity level of a Lacerda game.
So this is 59 Lisboa.
All right, my number 58 is a little tile placement.
Well, that narrows it down.
Yeah, I know, right? It is a polyomino of sorts. There's a couple polyominoes in there.
Well, that can narrow it down even farther.
But the tiles are little, and they're acrylic. and you're only filling out little cards like this big.
Okay. I know what you're talking about now.
My number 58 is Project L. Project L is just, it's almost a race game. You're trying to get the most cards filled.
Completed.
Completed as quickly as you can. Because those cards are all points. And you're filling the cards by filling in little bitty polyomino type tiles, little acrylic tiles onto these cards. And none of them take more than 5 or 6 tiles, but you only start with 3. So you have to start with easy cards. You fill that up, and by completing that card, you get another tile from the pile.
Yep.
And then you can trade tiles in to get different tiles. Instead of doing an action, you can actually just take one of the small tiles as a bonus tile. Again, it's just a race to get as many done as you can. You can have up to 3 tiles at a time. I think 4 cards at a time that you can spend your turns trying to fill. The more you fill, the more points you get. So it's just a nice little, it's a half-hour game. It's a nice, relaxing half-hour game. The pieces are wonderful. The components are great.
So would you call this a tile building game? You have deck building games. It's not a deck building game.
That's true.
It's not a bag building game.
But you are building out your supply of tiles because you don't start with a bunch of tiles. You start with
build it up.
Like what, 3? 2 or 3, something like that. You don't start with very many.
Yep, something like that.
But yeah, great game. We have just the original base game. I've heard there's some expansions out there that actually improve on it. So I've never found one, so I'm curious to get one. But yeah, that is my number 58, Project L.
I know that one's not on my list.
I can't imagine it would be.
Okay, so my number 58 is from a series of games, and that's not Batman.
Well, that's good.
We have 3 of them from our series, of this series. It comes with a Legacy series. This is Clank Catacombs.
Okay.
This one is so much different than any of the other Clanks, including Legacy. Because this one is a tile placement one where you're putting tiles out as you're exploring. And the tiles can rotate. So now you can't go back the same way as you just came in. So now you got to figure out how to rotate to get yourself back around once you get an artifact to get back out.
Or start doing some serious exploring.
And the tiles are different colors depending on how deep you are. But in this, there's portals that you can set up to get to other areas. Like I said, totally different. If you like Clank, this is a good one to get. I mean, you still have your deck building aspect of the game. You're still playing cards, but the fact that the board is going to be different every single time you play it, and that your easy path in is not going to be an easy path out because you're going to have to continue to put out tiles to find a path to get out because those paths are going to change throughout the game.
Yeah, it is a really cool version of the game. That's for sure.
Yep. So this is Clank Catacombs, number 58.
58. Okay.
I almost forgot which one it was.
All right, my number 57 is one that is new to us. We picked it up this past year at Gen Con. I had actually seen the Kickstarter on this one, and I had checked into it, and then I think it just came and went, and I completely forgot about it until I saw it at Gen Con. This is a card placement. You have a 4x4 grid that you place your cards into, and you're trying to make sets. This is Keystone North America.
Oh, okay. Oh my God.
All right, so the basic idea with this one, again, you've got a 4x4 grid, beautiful artwork on these small square cards of various animals. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't remember if there's any duplicates or not. If there are, there's only a couple of each type of animal. But every animal has just a series of icons on it that you are trying to match up. You're trying to match up their region or their habitat style or various icons on them. So you're trying to match those up row and column, but in addition, you're trying to line them up in a numerical order. So if you have a 5 up in this top corner, you want the card below it and next to it to be 4s, and then 3s, and then 2s. but there's no way to make that work across your whole board. Trust me, I tried. Didn't work. So you've got to kind of pick and choose.
Mm-hmm.
It's a rough game. It's a lot thinkier than I thought it was going to be. We've only gotten to play it a couple times. I really enjoy it though, and I love the puzzle behind it. So I'm wanting to dig into this one some more.
Because you like puzzly games.
I do like puzzly games, especially puzzly games with beautiful artwork. So, but yeah, that is my number 57, Keystone North America.
Okay. My number 57 is a dudes on the map type of game.
We got a few of those.
We're going into the Greek islands.
Oh, okay. I had to stop and think about that one for a second. Wait, we've only got 2 games based in Greece. Okay.
This is Cyclades,
Okay.
or Cyclades, or whatever, however you wish to pronounce it.
Right.
I think when we were there, they called it the Cyclades.
I think they called it the Cyclades, yeah.
Anyway, this is Cyclades. This is all about the Greek gods and vying for control of different areas and monuments and that. And there's actually battle in this.
Yes.
Because you're trying.
Yeah.
It's an area control game, which
Yes.
is a game that we don't normally like.
We don't.
But I do like how this works.
Yeah.
Because the board itself
Adjusts
by player count. So if
Yeah.
you're playing a 2-player game, you're playing on like a little egg-shaped little
It's a very
island. If
small
you're adding
board.
people, the board's going to get bigger.
Yeah.
This just recently had not recently, I guess it was last year, early last year, I believe. They just had a relaunch of the
that's
Kickstarter
right. I forgot
reprinting
about
of it.
that.
It looks really cool.
We thought about
I did
getting
not
it.
back it because, I mean, this game gets to the table, but not that often.
We've had it for a long time.
We've had it for a long time.
I have to admit, we've played it 2-player a couple times. We got a chance to play it 3-player, and it totally changed the game for me.
We played it 4 players.
Did we play it 4-player? Maybe it was the
Yes.
4-player game. But again, it totally changed the game.
Yes, because there's
Completely
more people you
changed
got to
it.
worry about, and it's not
Yeah.
just you two, the 2 of us going back and forth at it.
Yeah. Which we typically don't, and we played
And
with
I did
2,
like the bigger islands, because and I do
the
like
bigger
because
area.
the gods are going to disappear faster because
Yes.
you're basically drafting gods by
Bidding on them.
auction,
Yeah,
kind
they're
of like
all
an
bids.
auction thing. So you're bidding on the gods, and
Yeah.
the gods are going to give you a special power for each round. And then at the end of the round, you put them all back up, and you start all over again. You got to bid on your gods, so you know what you can do.
Yeah, because
Yes.
each god has a special power. Yeah.
Yep. So this is
It's a
really
good
cool.
one.
Like I said,
agree.
probably the one and only
Area control.
area control combat type of game on our list, on both of our lists. I can
I was
imagine.
gonna say, I don't think I have any on mine.
Yeah. So that is what, 57.
Yes.
That would be Cyclades or Cyclades or however you want to pronounce it.
Okay. One of our few games based in the Greek Isles.
Mm-hmm.
All right, my number 56 is one of our roll and writes. This is one we discovered, gosh, I'm trying to remember when we picked this one up originally. We picked up the 2nd edition of it at Dice Tower West this past year. I don't remember when we got the 1st edition. But this is, you are part of a rock band, you're the manager of a rock band or a band.
Okay.
And you're
I was like,
trying
what?
you're trying to set up tour dates for the band.
Mm-hmm.
This is on tour. So we have 2 versions of this, and we've played both. But we've played the first one actually quite a bit. The first one is the U.S. Everybody has a dry erase board of the U.S. filled with 50 circles across the continental U.S. And every turn, you've got 3 cards out in front of you that show you various regions and a specific city. If you can match that city, you're golden, you get extra points. But you have to build into one of those 3 regions. Actually, you have to build into 2 of those regions.
Mm-hmm.
But every turn, somebody's going to roll 2 10-sided dice, and you're going to use both numbers that it portrays.
Both ways, yep.
So if you roll a 7 and a 3, you have to place 73 on your board, but you also have to place 37 on your board. They don't have to be next to each other. Matter of fact, you don't want those 2 numbers next to each other. Mm-mm. But in the long run, at the end of the game, you have to be able to start somewhere and draw a line of consecutive numbers on predetermined lines on the board, so you can't just go willy-nilly wherever you want. You can't go back through the same city twice.
Nope.
Because again, consecutive numbers. And you count points based on whoever has the longest. You count all the segments in your longest route. And that is the basis for your points. Again, it's a huge puzzle. And it seems easy at first until you get all southern routes and you get all southern segments, and the numbers that are rolled are all up in the north, and you got to throw away a city. In the base game, you get New York maps, you get U.S. maps, and then you also get Europe maps. We've done the Europe map, I think, once, maybe.
Have we?
Maybe not.
If we've ever used it. I think
know.
we've always.
The second version of it that we picked up this past year is more city-based.
Yes.
And it's you get the city of New York and the city of Paris. I know we've only played one side of it, but I don't remember which one. So anyway, that is my number 56 on tour.
My 56 is all about animals.
Narrows it down.
It narrowed it down more than it's a tile placement game. A polyomino tile placement game. But this is about saving the animals.
Okay, I know which one you're
This
doing.
is endangered. It's all about saving endangered animals. There is a ton, well, not a ton, but there are a lot of
10 different
expansions to this now. So you're
pieces,
saving different animals. I mean, you got tigers, you got pandas, you got penguins. I want to play the penguins because that would be so cool. You got otters,
Yeah,
sea
there's
otters,
sea
whatever it
otters,
is.
there's
There's a bunch of them. But you're basically, it is a card playing where you're playing the card out to a tableau on the board for everybody that it becomes an action.
Yeah.
It's also a dice placement game where you roll your dice at the beginning and you're going to place dice out in the actions, but your dice has to be higher than the highest dice in the area.
Yeah.
If it's not, then you can't go there, and you won't be able to go there until that person has to collect up all their dice to re-roll and start over again. You're also trying to maintain the species by trying to have them breed.
Oh, yeah, to breed
so
them.
that you get, because every round you're going to see if they breed. If you have a group of two of them together, they will breed, but then there has to be a spot where you can put them out by the next tile right beside them. Also, you're going to roll what is that dice called? It's a bad die.
Well, it depends on what scenario you're playing. Like in the tigers, it's the deforestation.
Right.
It's the bad die. Yeah.
In the otters, it's pollution
Yeah.
and stuff.
So it just depends
it's
on
going to
what
tell you how
scenario
much
you're in.
pollution is going to come out and where it's going to go out.
Yeah.
It's an interesting game of almost kind of it has a push your luck aspect, as if to, okay, the deforestation, if we're saving the tigers, it's not too bad yet.
Yeah.
The safari hasn't burnt that far yet, basically.
Yeah.
So let me focus on either doing some
Breeding
actions
or
over
doing
here,
something else,
or trying to get the politicians or the whoever they're called,
ambassadors,
the
whatever it
ambassadors
is, yeah.
to see your way. So it's a really
good
cool
one.
game. So this is 56, correct? That's
Yes.
endangered.
Okay, my number 55 is a crossover. This was your number 74. It is all about building an engine and watching it decay. This is Corrosion. Corrosion is a very interesting, this was a couple episodes back, so it is a very interesting engine builder where you are literally building an engine. You are using gears to put engine pieces onto your tableau, onto your player board, and then as turns happen, your player board rotates, and when it gets to a certain spot, all of those pieces just degrade and fall off.
Yep.
So it's a constant flow of all the pieces that are attached to your engine throughout the game. So you're trying to make those work for you for as long as possible. So yeah, really interesting game. I very much enjoy the puzzle. I feel like I'm saying the word puzzle a lot on this one.
You say puzzle a lot.
I do. But I very much enjoy it. So, but yeah, that is my number 55, Corrosion.
This is a true engine builder.
Yeah, literally, in every sense of the word.
My number 55 is a game we got to play this year at Dice Tower Retreat.
Okay.
It's currently on Kickstarter for a reprint. This is Votes for Women. This is all about getting the 19th Amendment passed.
Yes.
So this can be a head-to-head if you're playing 4, or if you're playing 2, you are playing cooperative. So you are playing on the side of trying to get the bill passed. Why the government is the bad guys, and they have the automata cards that are going to play out certain things.
Well, I think I heard you can do it either way, because it's 2-2. It can still be a head-to-head. We just did it cooperative,
we did it
because we didn't want to do a head-to-head.
Yeah, like I said, it's all about putting out or getting the 19th Amendment passed. So you're playing cards. Cards are going to come out. They're going to have some things bad that come out, some things good. Some cards come out and say, if this card is out in play, then this card goes in.
Then this happens,
This happens. If it's not out, it can go out. But you can get rid of the cards that are out there too, so that effect goes away. Because sometimes cards come out and it's going to give you a really negative effect. So you're going to battle trying to get those out. Plus you're trying to get the votes you need the whole time to be able to get the bill into Congress to get it passed. But then, like I said, if you're playing cooperative, the automata is taking them away. And there for a while, it was like we would get the vote, get some of the votes down there we're needing, and then he'd come through and just wipe them right out. You also got the border of the United States out there, and you're campaigning. You're going on a campaign trail, basically putting cubes down in different areas. And then at a certain point in the game, if you have a certain amount of cubes in the area, you get to put a check on it, and you need to get have the majority of the vote. Your check mark means you got that state's vote. So by the end of the game, or a certain point of the game, is when the game's going to end. You're going to count the votes and see whether or not you
won
got
or lost. Sometimes you don't know until the very end, until the last votes are figured up.
I had heard about this game so much, I really wanted to play it. I was happy to see that it was at the Dice Tower West Library, or Dice Tower Retreat Library. And got to play it, and happy we played it. I'd like to play this again, but we don't have it.
Nope. All right, my 54 is a roll and write. No, flip and write.
You got a lot of these on your list.
I do. I enjoy the genre.
I don't think I have any of them on my list.
So if we do a flip and write or roll and write top 10, I'm doing it on my own, right? That's what it sounds like.
No, I have my favorites. It's just I don't like them over the other games.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, anyway, this is a flip and write that we picked up on a complete and utter fluke. So we picked this up at one of our local game stores.
So we pick a lot of games up on
We
fluke.
do. But I don't even know what made me pick this up and look at it, but I did. And we picked it up. We went ahead and purchased it, and it has become one of our favorite flip and writes.
This is when we thought it was a kid's game.
We did,
and we were in line, and the line was taking forever, and it's like, this looks cool.
Yeah. This is Trails of Tucana. And we read the back of it, and we thought, okay, it sounds pretty cool, so why not? So everybody has the exact same player board. However, there are everybody has a different starting card, or you have one starting card that outlines where everybody starts. Everybody starts their numbers in a different position on one of the, I want to say, different. 10 or 12 docks around the board. So everybody literally has a different board by the time it's done.
It's the letters. The docks are letters.
Yes, you put, I'm sorry, I did say numbers, didn't I? So yes, you letter all of them, because every one of them has 2. And one of the goals is to get Dock A connected to Dock A, and Dock B connected to Dock B, etc. But in the meantime, you're also trying to connect different icons in the interior of the map. So you're doing this by every round. You're flipping over 2 cards, and you have to make a choice between those 2 cards of which one you're putting a line through, which one you're going to use to connect to something that's already started. And meanwhile, you're trying to get all of these different icons. You're trying to get the toucan, or the statue, the obelisk. So you're trying to get the toucan, or the obelisk, or the sea urchin, or the sea dragon, whatever he is, connected to some of your docks so that you can score them.
Isn't there like a bear with a club in there?
There is a bear in there. So there's like 5 or 6 different icons that you're trying to get connected to docks. And the more you get connected, you get to cross them off on the side of your board, and that's how you score. Yep. So it's just a really neat. We've taught it to several people. Everybody's enjoyed it. We've played this a lot. For a long time, this was one of our go-to end of the night, just sit and relax games. Really, really enjoy this one. But yeah, that is my number 54, Trails of Tucana.
My number 54, I have a feeling will be a crossover.
Okay.
This is a, oh my, I forgot the designer's name.
I've already put it down here. Well, at least I will put it down here as soon as you say the name.
This is Underwater Cities.
Yeah, I can pretty much guarantee this will be a crossover.
Yes. Oh, I know it's going to be a crossover because it's like one of your favorite games.
It is.
This is a, how would you describe it? City builder?
It's a city builder. Underwater, yeah.
It kind of, some people kind of say it's the underwater terraforming Mars,
Yeah.
which I don't really get.
I get
You are playing cards out to do different stuff. You're going to
Yeah.
areas, though, to get stuff to be able to do
there's no
things.
tableau building in this one.
No. It is kind of a deck builder, per se, because you're getting cards to get in your hand to be able to go to certain areas to get... Because you have to play a card to an area. If
Yeah,
the color
it's
of the
worker
card matches
placement.
the area, you get to do both
Yeah.
what's on the card and what's in the area. But you don't have to. You just can play the area.
Yeah.
But you have to play a card someplace to get
Yeah.
whatever it is, the resources or the buildings or what have you, to be able to put on your city board to connect cities. And it's
Yes.
basically just trying to connect your city around to get the most points.
Connect your cities to build your salination plants, your farms, and there's a research
And I'm trying to
plant,
I think this is another game that I like playing and haven't won. I don't think I've won this game.
Probably not.
Yeah, because I can never seem to get the plants going in the right area to get me to get certain things.
This one's an interesting, there's a lot of resource management in this one because you have to have the resources in order to do stuff. But in order to get the resources, you have to build the plants and you have to build the farms.
Yes.
And so it's a little tricky,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, I love this one.
So
That's a
yeah,
good
like
one.
I said, this is another resource management game, which
Yeah.
apparently I stink at, but like playing. I like playing resource management games. I'm just
Right.
not that good at them, I don't think. So if you ever find this
sorry.
at a convention or something, want to play a game that you want to win, make it a resource management, but just don't invite Katy to it.
So you're going to go play this without me?
Because she sharks you every time. You think it's like, hey, I might have the lead, and she comes from behind.
Doesn't always work that way. But anyway, so
That is number 54. That is Underwater Cities.
all right, my number 53 is one that we got to play this past Dice Tower Retreat. We do own it now. We did not at the time. But we got a chance to sit down with two other gentlemen, and they taught us the game.
Oh, okay.
We both lost horribly, if I remember
It's like
correctly.
right next to you.
It's sitting right next to me, yes. Tidal Blades, Heroes of the Reef. Really enjoyed this one. I had always been drawn to this one. Every time I saw it, I was intrigued by it. I think just because of the artwork and the colors, it just looked gorgeous. So I wanted to try it out. It is at heart a worker placement. So you are placing out your guys in order to do various actions on various islands. Every time I saw Tidal Blades, of course, the first thing that always came to mind was the kids' Beyblade
Beyblades,
thing.
yeah,
Yes,
that's what I was thinking.
but it's not that. Shockers.
No.
I don't know. The production quality of this was good. At least the copy we played and the copy we have are both great. It's super colorful, very intriguing decisions. There's monsters to go fight. There's good actions to go do. There was never a lack of actions.
Nope.
This is one of those games where you have 10 good actions to choose from, and you just got to decide which one's going to benefit you the most. But yeah, really super enjoy this one. I'm anxious to get it back to the table. We have not gotten a chance to play our copy of it yet, and I want to. But anyway.
Yeah, I like how it has the little judge that goes around, and if you're
Yeah.
in the area, you get extra stuff.
Extra
But this is
points.
one that surprised me when you said you really liked this game.
Yeah.
I was like going, this is not going to be a game that you like. And I was always intrigued in it, but I wasn't, the artwork kind of, it's really bright.
I love the artwork.
But it has some dark aspects of this game. But it's really bright, so it
love
doesn't
the
really come out
colors.
though. But yeah,
No.
the colors are awesome.
Yeah, I love
and
the
like you
colors.
said, as soon as I heard it, I immediately thought of the
Beyblades,
Beyblades,
yeah.
which the kids had when they were little.
Yep.
But yeah,
Sure
so
did.
yeah, this is a good game.
Yeah,
But
I like this
I'm
one.
not sure if it's on my list though.
Oh, I don't know. But anyway, that
It
is
might
my
be.
number 50. What was that? 53. Tidal Blades, Heroes of the Reef.
Okay, so my number 53, I got to look at it again, is another game from a series of games, which is not Batman, it's not Superman, it's not DC or Marvel.
Oh, Lord.
This is actually Imperial. This is Imperial Settlers.
Okay.
Because you have Imperial Settlers, you have Imperial Miners, and
Empires of the
Empires
North.
of the North, which
Yeah.
is still the same group of people.
Same world.
Same world.
Yeah. There you
So it's a World Series.
go. Okay.
Okay, so anyway, so this is the one I like of the series. I do like Imperial Miners. It
Yeah.
may or may not be on
I
the
like
list. I
this one.
don't recall. But this is all about, this is a tableau builder, an engine builder,
Yes.
per se.
Yeah.
So you are a different group of people, like the Atlanteans or the Amazons or the Egyptians, or
We have all the expansions.
just, yeah,
for
we
this
have all the
one.
expansions for
Yeah.
this. But you pick it and you start off, you have your own starter deck, and then you're going to get cards throughout the game to play out into your tableau. And every time at the beginning of your turn, you're going to run your engine of all the stuff you can do. Other rows are going to allow you to do other things with other cards. Different groups of people can hold, they have a bank, because at the end of the round, you get rid of everything except for what you can hold. And then at the beginning of the round, you're going to get all your resources from what buildings you have out. You can also raise buildings to get the resources off the card, and you can also go over to somebody else's and raise their building.
You can invade them or whatnot.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it does have some of that kind of
Take that in it.
take that in it. We don't normally play it
No.
with that, but
No.
I mean, we have, but very, very lightly.
Yeah.
We play it that way though, but yes. So that is number 53.
Yes.
That is Imperial Settlers.
All right, my number 52, I suspect will be a crossover. This is one that we got to play at the retreat 2 years ago, year and a half ago, whatever it's been. Almost had a chance to own, but he missed his opportunity. This is Foundations of Rome. We do own it
This
now.
is Space Station Phoenix.
We do own it now.
Paid way too much, but
Anything is more than free, but that's okay. Anyway, this one is the production quality on this is through the roof. I mean, really. This one
almost.
reminds me of a really fancy Acquire. You are using cards only in, okay, so the basis on this one is you're building up Rome, as the name would suggest. You are buying cards from the market, and the cards go down in value based on their location. You're buying cards from the market in order to basically buy the deed for that square on the board. And then once you've got that deed, you can play it to, and you don't have to play it right then. You
No,
can
you do.
play it later. Do you play it right then?
yeah,
You
as
do
soon as you
play
get it, you
immediately?
put your
Okay.
little statue or
Yeah.
whatever it is out to mark
That's
that
right.
is yours.
Yes, you're right. Okay. So if you're out of statues, you can't buy a card, even if the one you really, 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 really need is at 2.
Now you got to build.
You can't buy it. You have to build something. So it's a balance of making sure you keep one of those statues in reserve just in case that card you really need suddenly shows up. But you can build out these gorgeous 3D model buildings out onto the board, and each one gives you something different. Some will give you coins at the end of the round. Others will give you population points. Others may give you points at the end of the game based on what's around it. So, and you can change out the buildings. You can always tear down a building to build something bigger. But yeah, just, I love it. There is a module in it that allows you to steal or buy property from other people, but you have to compensate them with victory points. So yes, you're getting the property you need, which is going to help you, but you have to give up valuable victory points to do it. So, but it is a neat module. I enjoy it. It definitely changes the game. But yeah, great game. I enjoy it very much. I know it will show up much higher on his list. So
it might not.
Whatever. Anyway, Foundations of Rome, my number 52.
My 52 is a game that we actually picked up at a thrift shop.
Okay.
And it's been in the collection ever since. I had to send a email to the production company because the tiles in this were cut wrong. So when you had to put it together, it wouldn't go together right.
Yeah.
They sent us a completely whole set of punch boards.
Yeah. The whole.
This is Colt Express. This is it's kind of a hand management, but it's a programming game.
Yeah,
that's what it is. It's a programming game because you're going to have a hand of cards. It's like 5 cards in your hand, and there is somebody who's the starting player. They're going to put a card. You have a card you draw at the beginning of the game. It's going to tell you how you're going to lay your cards out, whether it's face up, face down, or face up. How many you're going to lay, what they're going to be at.
What's happening in that round? Yeah.
So, like, say the first round. It's going to be face up, so you're going to lay your cards in a stack, face up. First player's going to go, then the second player, third player goes back around to the first player. Then it looks like, okay, so these next 2 cards are going to be face down. You're going to place 2 cards. So you can put 2 face cards down. Once everybody's cards are done, you've laid all your cards out. Now the first player's going to take them, flip them back over, and start playing them. So things could get out of whack. Like you're going to try and shoot somebody that was just right there in that car, but all of a sudden is up top, and you didn't mean to shoot the person that was 2 cars down, but now you're going to shoot that person.
Yeah.
Or you want to turn around and punch somebody, but all of a sudden that guy's already gone. Or they punched you, and when you get punched, you get pushed back a car.
Yeah. So now there's whatever you were going to do is no longer there.
Or you're going to go up to the roof and across and come back down. But when you come back down, the sheriff's there, and he's going to shoot you. You're going to go back up to the roof, and then your next turn is going to be a ladder again, which means you're going to come back down again. Meaning that was the card you're wanting to be able to climb out after you took the loot. Yeah. It's just a riot. I mean, everybody has their own character. Each character has a different thing. You get to have 7 cards in your hand instead of the 5 or 6 cards. Yeah. One of them, their first card is always played face down no matter what. It's just one gets to pick up. What's the one you always play? The green player. It's
you can grab whenever you punch somebody, they drop a loot bag, and you immediately get to grab that loot bag. Yeah.
But it's so much. It's a lot of fun because you're running up and down. You're trying to get the most points out of the loot bags that are in the carriage, in the train, the gems. But you're really wanting to get the briefcases
that are up in
the strong boxes or whatever they're called. That's up in the engine.
Yeah.
And, of course, that's where the sheriff starts and everything. But you're running up and down this train. There's expansions that you can jump off the train onto a horse and ride down and jump back onto the train. It's just a blast. So if you ever get a chance to play it.
Yeah, this was a hard one, especially for non-gamers, to wrap their heads around.
The whole
placing, how to play out your cards and knowing what's happening. Because it's hard to let go of that, but I don't know what somebody else is doing aspect. Or
it's what you want to do and hope to God it works out.
Yeah, once you get through that first round, everybody seems to get it, and just knows there's going to be a little chaos. Just run with it, But yeah, that's a good one.
So this is my number 52 chaotic choice of the whole list. This is Colt Express.
All right. All right, my number 51 is a very small card game.
We have a shelf of them.
It's not on that shelf.
There's a shelf back here of them.
Anyway.
Yeah, I think so. Yes, I know.
What do you think?
We thought it was going to be a bigger box.
Nope.
No.
My number 51 is called The Game.
So what is it?
Oh, Jesus. My number 51 is called The Game. Anyway.
Yes, it's a game. What is it?
Okay. Anyway. Anyway, yes. Okay, so the idea with the game, which I think is, do you know how hard that is to find on BGG? The game.
Well, yeah, because there's thousands upon thousands of games on BGG. That's what it's for.
There's like 15 the game.
So you're just going to tell us how to play the game, but never tell us what the name of it is. Go ahead. People will still be listening, trying to figure out what this game is.
Okay. Anyhow, so with this one, you are starting out with a couple of cards right in the middle of the table. One starts at 1, one starts at 100. And then the idea with this one is everybody is playing. It's cooperative. Mm-hmm. You start out with a hand of cards, and you have to play a minimum of 2 cards at all times. Mm-hmm. You can play more, but you have to play at least 2. And then it's after you've gone, then you draw back up to the hand size and wait till your next turn. So those 2 cards, you either need to take that 1 and increase the number, or take that 100 and decrease the number. But you want to do it in small increments, because if you take that 1 and you jump to 20, you've just lost 19 through 2 that you could have played. Mm-hmm. Now, that being said, you could play the 19 and then play the 9, because you can go back exactly 10 and jump your numbers backwards to give you a little more space. But yep. Like I said, you have to play 2 cards, and that may or may not work out in your favor sometimes. It's great when you have 2 cards consecutive, mm-hmm. But if I have 36 and 37, and on his turn, Greg played the 39, I can no longer play that 36 and 37. So I have to hold on to those till this one, the 100 card, gets downloaded. Mm-hmm. It's just very interesting.
Yeah. It's a cooperative game that you can't tell somebody what's in your hand. You can talk.
True.
But you can't tell them what's in your hand. You can say, hey, I really super like this one.
Yeah,
which means don't put anything there. I can really do something with this.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was most of the whole game. It's like, I really like this one. Or, I kind of like that one.
Don't touch it, though.
Meaning, I have a card that could go there. It's up a little bit, but...
It's an interesting... It's an interesting game. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that is my number 51, the game.
Okay. My number 51 is a game I don't think my oldest son wants to play with me anymore with. This is kind of an acquire adjacent game.
Oh, okay.
This is Big Boss, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Big Boss. Okay. It's so good I couldn't quite remember the name. But like I said, this is kind of acquire adjacent because you are gaining cards that's going to give you areas out on it that you don't have to mark. People don't know what cards are in your hand.
Yeah.
But when you want to claim something, you're going to play that card and claim that. So you're going to have a building. You're going to start building the building. So the acquire part is it's not quite a big grid.
Yeah, it's not a grid.
It's like a really
acquire.
snaky circle. So you're building out that way, plus you can build up, mm-hmm. and you can cap it with your tower that's going to give you extra, the radio tower, which is going to give you extra points, but you're trying to make your buildings big enough to join it up with another building. If your building's bigger than the one you joined, you basically take over that building.
Yeah.
You're also buying stocks in the different buildings, mm-hmm. just like acquire. But I think it's actually a little bit easier in acquire because you can hold cards like, okay, if I keep this card, that building can never join up with me until I'm bigger than it.
Until I'm ready to make it join. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's kind of cool or you could there's a company over here that's trying to get bigger and bigger, but you own the card on either end of it, so you know it can't get any bigger. Yeah. It's not going to be able to join up with this building over here to become larger than you are. So and that's how I win every time. I should probably not have said that. But anyway, this is a lot of fun. It is...
You've just lucked into the right cards at the right time. That's all. Because we've all had that strategy. It just doesn't work for anybody else. Just saying.
Well, yep. Anyway, I think it's a little bit lighter than...
Acquire is. I think so too. It's a lot shorter.
Yes, it is a lot shorter.
Yeah.
But yeah, so... And just like acquire, you can buy anybody's stock in any buildings, and you're going to get paid out when that pays out. So, But yeah, so this is my number 51. That is Big Boss.
Okay, and that is it for this portion of the list. We are exactly halfway through.
Yay, the good games are coming. I'm not saying the first 50 were bad.
I was going to say my first 50 were
really
fine.
good. Yeah.
I don't know about yours, but
I like my first 50.
Okay, well I hope so. They're in your top 100. Anyway.
Is that what that means?
Oh my gosh. I'm going to auction him off next, guys. If anybody wants him, you know, he knows how to cook. He knows how to do home repairs.
You would starve.
I would starve. You are very right. Okay,
Anyway, so until we get a Batman game, we'll see you at the next one.